If you have a Malinois or are into extreme stuff, you are probably already following him. That's Michael, Athena, and Ares. So we're gonna wait for Michael to request to be in the live. He's clocking in from Germany, so just bear with us as we wait. There we go. Let's see.
Hey guys.
What's going on, Michael?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm tired. It's already evening.
What
The
time
whole
is it?
day. 8:30 p.m.
Well, thank you for joining us.
How about the sound?
I can hear you fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
all is good. All is good.
Oh, hey, there's a little one.
There she is.
She's
set up.
cute.
Last live, she was running away, so got a
Oh no.
on her, so she stays. Plus, I got some backup comms.
Yeah, Athena did run away too, but I put a parachute on her harness, and she gets scared, and she's just run away all the time.
Wait, you didn't? Did you put the parachute on her inside?
No, outside on the
field.
So I had to hunt her. I mean, she was concentrated. She was getting the toy, and everything is fine. But then the wind comes up, and it makes strange sounds. She doesn't know it before, and yeah, just go crazy. So running Malinois, a parachute, and me, it was a funny picture.
We got to get a parachute for this one.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, Ares love it.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a great way to make them tired. I mean, at least physical.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So, Michael, can you just tell a little bit about yourself and your pups and your background?
My background. It's a funny story. I had, before I got my first dog, it was Ares. I had only cats. So I was looking for a dog for the right breed who matched my lifestyle. A breed what I can like teach crazy things, not the usual go out for a walkie. And yeah, I decided to get a Malinois. I was thinking about it for a year. Then I get a Malinois, and yeah, the journey just started from day one. It was a Sunday. I had no leash, no collar, no balls, nothing, just a dog. And it was fun. Yeah, it's a crazy journey with Ares. Like, he's 4 now. And 1 year ago, I decided to get the next one, like Athena. And yeah, so we just started training. We visited some dog clubs, like sporting dogs, but it doesn't match our our way where we would like to go. So we decided to do the most things by our own, like training, teaching, taking videos, and yeah, it went really good till now. So we had luck.
Well, you're doing an amazing job. How did you know how to train them?
I just try to understand. I mean, it's fun. Like, I see a movie, for example, John Wick. Yeah, so I saw the 2 Malinois and was thinking, yeah, why not having 2 and work with them at the same time? Like giving Ares a command to sit, for example, and Athena to run or to stand or whatever. Like, work both dogs at the same time with different commands. So this is how I started. If I see things that I like and I try to understand it, to explain to my dog, and yeah, have a serious conversation on the table during the breakfast, and then we start.
This is part of the family.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really fun because I don't even know where my knowledge comes from. It just do. I just try to understand how to teach possibly my dog. I mean, I did a lot of mistakes, obviously, and I had to correct them. So I come to a one point, then I had to go 5 steps back to rebuild the command because the first result was not good enough. He was like overdrive, for example. So I had to go 5 steps back and rebuild the same command with less drive in it.
So
yeah.
it sounds like you have a lot of patience and you're also very disciplined with your dogs. Obviously, they listen to you.
I try.
Okay.
They are sleeping in my bed and I'm kissing them everywhere. And like, yeah, sometimes I catch myself being really bad. Like those people who treat the dogs like humans, I do it obviously, like a lot of time.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, you love them. And
yeah,
I think that's definitely something that I would love to talk about, because I think your approach is definitely more on the loving respect, like the admiration that the dog has for you to do the command rather than like forcing the command on the dog.
Yeah. I mean, I do like gently force the command on the third time. I told myself to repeat my command only 3 times. It's like the first time the dog should carry out it normally. It's like sit and down, nothing special. Maybe in the public environments, the dog doesn't hear you because of the sounds, or his focus is somewhere else but not on you. So it's okay to repeat it. But on the third time, I do give the command and like correct the dog immediately, because I don't want to have my dogs like talking to him 10 times, sit, 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 please go sit, please sit, and then he decided somewhere to sit down. It's like I do tell it once, the second time it's a little bit more serious, and if the dog still like don't give a shit, I do correct. But I mean, I correct it gently. I push them ass down, or like pull them down to down position. It's like it's nothing special. It's really nice and kind, but the dog has no way to go out of the command on the third time. He has to do it.
So you ask the dog to do the command, you tell the dog to do the command, and then you make them do the command.
Yeah, yeah. But gently. It's like not being rude or brutal or whatever. Like, I mean, I get sometimes like it's normal. I mean, everybody do it. I think it's like yelling, or at least like being really angry at the dog because he obviously don't give a shit about you at that moment. Yeah. And it's normal. I mean, it's nothing bad. We humans have some arguments too, so why don't have the argument with your dog? And at least he is not a human, it's an animal. Right. And if people don't understand you, why should the dog do it right away? Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of like when I'm at the dog park, sometimes I hear people like shouting at their dog, like, Max, 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 you know, yelling at the dog, and then the dog, it's kind of like their choice whether I want to come back or not, you know.
Right.
So getting them in the habit that, like, regardless if you're going to listen on the first time.
I don't, if I call my dogs to me, I don't usually use their names. I just whistle really loud because it's all the time the same sound. Okay. Like calling them, yeah, they do know that he is Ares and she's Athena, but the name is so long, and if I yell it or shout it to them, it gets lost somewhere on the long district. So this is why I whistle, and they're usually like coming, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers
we
crossed.
will say they're listening, they do.
Okay, so the whistle, that's really important. So don't say the dog's name, whistle.
I do whistle, yes. Because it's like all the time, I mean, you have to whistle all the time the same sound. Mostly the same sound, yeah. So it's fine for me. It's better, it's louder. The sound is higher, so it goes to a long range than the name.
I'm going to try with right guy.
It should be louder. You can't whistle.
I think when it's really time to come, like I really get the whistle on. Yeah. I think right now it's like to
He's too
choreograph.
relaxed. Yeah, he's at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. So I have some of the questions that people submitted. So this is from @3Malinois. How do you develop engagement and focus with your dog?
Yeah, we did a lot of tutorials on that. I mean, we built everything up. We built up with the food. Like the first time we get the puppy in our house, we feed him from the hand, and this as much as possible. Like best way, next 2 months just feeding out of the hand, and not just feeding stupidly. Like here we go, here's your food. You have done to do, like the dog has to do something at least like look into your eyes or focusing the hand, so you get easier later to work with hand signals. Like the dog is trying to read and understand your body language, and next to it you use the voice command, so the dog learn from, I would say, like from day one, 3 different ways. I mean, yeah. So the dog is learning from day one to read you as a dog handler, not only like on the voice, on the body language, and the hand signals. And working on focusing is it's really easy. It's like if you have the food, you raise your hand, the dog follow automatically the hand, and you rise it up and say the name. So the dog got it. If I hear my name, I have to rise up my head, look into your face. Obviously, should be not the eyes, like the nose, whatever. And then you reward. This is how we build up the focusing. And if you start working, like the sit and down and combine different commands, the dog, like usually do know to hold the focus on you, and he keep it all the time because he's in a command like modus.
Mm-hmm. So
it's not regular behavior.
Right. So when you're introducing the command, it starts with just your voice, or are you introducing it with the voice and the hand?
I say usually their name, okay, and then the connection is built, like they are connected to you. Sometimes they don't even look at you, but they know that the next something will come next, like some kind of command. So they have attention, their attention is on you. If I say focus, then they are looking up and they are like building up the eye contact. At least like Ares did, because he do know the command focus. Athena didn't, but I build up with the name. If I say Athena, she's looking just right away into my face. So I skip the command focus.
Okay.
But it's the choice of the dog handler how he like it. I mean, I do experiments with my dog. Like Ares is different than Athena, not only because they're different dogs, because they are taught also different. Like with Ares, we started from day one, working serious each day, basic obedience and stuff like that. And with Athena, I just like starting now. Like we were cuddling all the time and playing all the time, and don't use serious commands and don't know structure, nothing. I mean, I have a problem right now. I have to start it right away to teach her seriously, but it's fine. I was experimenting, and I told myself I want to try another way to teach a dog. And
so Charles the Malinois is asking, what is the best age to start serious education?
I mean, the question is, what is the serious training or education? I mean, in my thoughts, serious education is like, I tell my dog to sit, and he's sitting, like, maybe he sit a little bit like lazy on the side. This is what I accept if we don't train it serious. But for me, it's like sitting serious. They should be sit like a statue, like perfect. This is for me sit. This is serious training, and repeat it all the time, like in the morning, in the midday, and before bedtime. It's just a question of how often you are training, and how perfect do you want to have it. This is for me like the serious. And the best age, yeah, I don't know. It depends on the dog and the characteristic.
Right.
I mean, some dogs give you the feeling it's time, and some dogs they need like to be crazy. But I think before first year is like started, before 12 month, there should be some basics, because then the puberty comes and the dogs start to go crazy. Like Malinois, they're going crazy till 2.5, 3 years. So it's best way to get fundamental basics before the first year.
I mean, we started training Rika the day, like the first week we brought her home. Like the sit was the first one, just because she was kind of a natural sitter, and then her getting used to us and paying attention. So.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, Ares, we did Ares right away. The first day, Athena, we just like trained her with the dry food, only the leading, but we had no voice command till she was, I think, 12 or 13 weeks. So like 5 weeks, we trained her to sit, to go down, to follow the hand, but without voice command. We were training during the time we were training to teach her her name, like Athena, and here we go, Athena and rewarding, Athena and rewarding all the time. She should show some reaction to her name. We rewarded with a toy or kisses or food. So we did this for the first 5 weeks, and then the dog, at least the dog knows the position in the sit and the down more or less perfect. And then we put on the command, like the voice command. So we sit down, we lead the dog in the down position, we reward it, and that all the time. And then we build up the multiples, like from down into sit, and then from sit into stand, and then from down, sit, stand, and reward, like we did reward less and accepted, carry out more commands than usually.
And how do you know when to introduce a new command?
Yeah, this is a good question. Like some people were texting me like, my dog know how to sit and how to down. What's the next one? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, do it the next 4 years. Because you always have to work on basics. And if you teach a new command, it never goes less. So if you teach your dog sit, so that your dog do know how to sit. Then you put down, then you have to train sit and down. And then stand, then you have to train sit, down, stand, and so on. So it's never less, it's only more. And people are thinking like, you know how to sit, I can skip it for the rest of the dog's life because he do know how to sit. But if you don't train it, he will forget it. At least he do know how to sit, but he won't do it immediately. Like taking his time, sitting lazy on his butt, and not perfect. I mean, there's no right time to figure out when's the best time for the next command. You have to decide it by your own. I mean, if your dog is really good on sit and down and stay, it's solid and he carry out it really fast, and you see the dog want more, he's like, give me some more, give me some more. And you as a dog handler are bored to do all the time sit down, stay. So it's time to figure out something new.
Right.
Go
so
ahead.
You can kind of gauge, you know your dog, know when to challenge.
It's fun, yeah.
So TSK Joshua is asking, would you recommend a raw food diet for a working gun dog?
We did give Ares raw food the first 1.5 years. It was good. It was a little bit mess by feeding the dog out from the hand with raw food, but I mean, it's fine. We decided. But it was like, it takes a lot of time. You have to prepare it, you have to cook it, you have to buy it, you need supplements, you have to know what you are doing, you have to take care of the health, if the dog have enough vitamins, if he doesn't have enough, what type of vitamins do you miss? It's complicated. Maybe it's good. I don't have experience on that. We did it. It was fun as experiment, but it took way too much time. So we went back to the dry food, and he's fine. We use supplements to add on, and so it's okay.
Okay. Steph Redman is asking, is it too confusing if both my spouse and I are involved with the training, or should one of us be primary? It's a good question.
Again, the question was?
Is it too confusing if both my spouse and I are involved with the training, or should one of us be primary? And this is actually a problem that Dave and I have, because we both love training with Rika, but sometimes we're like, should one of us be the head leader?
Yeah, I do it like from people around my friends, like my friends around, like there was one, I would say, official dog leader who was training with the dog the biting work, as well as obedient. So, I mean, it's easier. I think it's easier for the dog to have one person to who he's listening, like, and have the trust, like 100%. But the other person in the family has to be equal to the dog handler. I mean, at least in the behaviors. So if you have you're saying he's not allowed to go on the couch, he's not allowed to go on the sofa, and your partner is sometimes allowed the dog to go on the couch because like, oh, today he was so sweet, it's okay. You both will definitely have the problem with the dog because the dog doesn't know, should I go or shouldn't? So it's better to be like the dog handler on sport, the one who's leading the dog, and still at home, both of you have to be as one person on the rules. They have to be strict rules. It will be easier. It will be much easier to live with the dog.
Right. Yeah, that's our biggest thing is like we try to be as consistent as we can be. And I have to say the videos make a big difference because, you know, Dave will watch my video that I did with Rika and then be like, oh, well, I'm doing Mite like this. And, you know, and I'm doing it like this. And so, okay, this is going to be the official middle.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you have to make it because like it's easier for dog. Like if the instruction is really easy to follow and to keep in the mind for a dog, it's easier to build up the command really solid. So for example, Ares did back those days, he was on the left, like he was healing left side, and I told him to go middle. So he run in front of me and from back he goes into the middle. And then I told one, it's like the right heel, he goes out and goes into the right side. But now he is switching from the back. Like I say middle, he go one step back, and then in the middle I say one is for right heeling, he did one step back and go on the right side. It's easier for the dog. He doesn't like run in front of me, so I like fall down, and he prefer it. He loves it this way. He loves it better than the first one, like running circles. I mean, it looks really sexy and really it's make fun, but yeah, it's really nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
It's
so
just
Tina, right. So Tina's asking, do you feel like Rika responds to both of you equally? Yes, I do think so. Dave is definitely more like militant. I spend more time with Rika. So, yeah, he's definitely like more work mode and I'm just always training her. So I feel like, yes, she does respond to us both equally. It's just the training styles. So I hope that answered it. So Canine Apollo GSD is asking, how long should you work a dog each session on power steering when doing focused healing? So how long each session?
Only on focus?
Only on focus, yeah.
Yeah, we do it really short. I mean, we do it like, let it be 5 minutes. It's really short. It's really short. Like working on focusing is 5 minutes. It's like grab a hand full of dry kibbles, and there we go. Like focus, here you go. Focus, here you go. Focus, here you go. So it's empty. It's done. You can get the next hand, and that's it. I mean, this is really easy, and it's training on focus. You do regularly between serious training. It's like a break or something like that. So we work on focus.
Wait, focused healing.
Oh, focused healing. Yeah. If you have some breaks, if you do play with ball between the sessions, you can do it like we work in the morning, we work at home. Like standing up, getting coffee, walk the dog, go back, get coffee again. And before we went to work, we do like work on basics, like position and healing and focusing. We do work like for 5 minutes. In the midday, we take 1 hour walk. It's like walking, playing, and obedience. And usually we work for half an hour, but it's like working 5 minutes, playing 2 minutes, working 10 minutes, playing 20 minutes. It's like if you have break, so the dog don't get boring, because like working or training is really boring for a dog. So they have to have fun. So if they have fun and you do know, okay, if I keep my head up and if I do the perfect heel walk, then my dog handler is going to be happy really fast and I get my reward. And we start playing. So this is why the dogs are like, here we go, here we go, here we go. Give me the ball. I do everything. I do it right. I do it perfect. You are happy. I get my ball. It's really simple. So first, short section, reward really fast, immediately, and then you build up the longer range.
So Adventures of Aria is asking, how do you create drive in an otherwise lazy and scent distracted Mal?
She has the lazy Malinois.
Yes, Aria's lazy.
What type of Malinois does she have? There are no lazy Malinois in the world.
Hey, don't say that about Aria. No, no, but I mean, what would you say, or how do you build that up? Or pretend it's not a Malinois, a German Shepherd.
I mean, on Malinois, it's really hard. I'm working all the time to keep them calm because they're all the time overdrived. So this is really hard to make them smooth and calm and relaxed. It's nearly not possible. But build up the drive is like react faster. Like it's like the same like on an obedience. If you train, you need something that the dog really like love and he wants it extremely. And then you have to be really fast. And this is why I'm like the body strength. You have to be fit. You have to be fast. Fast movings, like lead the dog with the hand, build up the drive, build up the feeling for hunting, the toy for hunting the hand with the food. Like, I mean, he shouldn't bite the hand. He won't get the food. But you have to be like fast. The dog should be like excited. If you do all the time, like if you're a calm person, if you do it all the time solid, calm, and relaxed, I mean, that's perfect. Your dog will be also calm, relaxed, steady for everything, but there will be less drive.
Right.
And you have to be a little bit like you have to be a little bit crazy to make the dog crazy in positive meaning. Yeah. And this is like how you can build up. I had a friend of mine, he has a girl, it's a Malinois, and she was scared from everything. She was scared from puppies, even from puppies she was scared, and it was a big Malinois. So I told him to play dog games. And she was scared from the biting pillow as well. I mean, it was a scared Malinois, it's crazy. So they start playing dog games with a biting pillow, and the dog get the self-confidence back. So he was self-confident. He was, okay, I have to like to fight you, to play you, to get the toy. And now she opened. She's way much like more active because she understand being self-confident, being like awake, do stuff. It's way much more fun as being scared from everything. So I would say to make a Malinois like high drived, she should be like, yeah, just go. She should go some steps back, grab a hand of food, and work in the morning and in the evening on the regular meal times, but not like put it on the ground in the ball. She should work. The dog should like work for the food.
Okay.
I mean, you go to work to get money and then buy food. So why shouldn't the dog do it the same?
True. Okay, so Aria's homework is, well, Aria's mom's homework is hand feed, make the dog work for food, practice playing with the toy, build up the confidence, and also just get hype. You know, hype up the dog, like just get the dog going.
But make it slow. It's a Malinois. They're going really fast, high drive.
Right. But the ones that are lazy or the few.
It can be. It can be. It can be. She should take care because they are really fast, high drive. And then you have the other way problem. The dog is all the time high drive. Mm-hmm. So this is like, she should be happy that the dog is calm. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. We have that problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so Norris the Lab is asking, what are some tips you have on obedience? My dog is very distracted.
Outside? Like on a public environment?
I assume, I feel like that is the environment that would be the most distracting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think practicing inside and then taking it outside.
I mean, if you have inside a lot of toys on the floor, the dog would be distracted as well.
Oh, that's actually a really good thing, because when we first got Rika, we had all these toys all around, and Dave was like, there are too many toys, let's just stick with one. So we stuck with this one like alligator toy, and that was like her big toy. So we built up the drive with playing with Rika with the alligator. And when we took it away, that was like, okay, she's doing something wrong, you know, if she was biting or, you know, like that's a high really value toy.
Yeah, and this is the point. Like we do have as well high value toys. I show you. Where it is? Yeah, tennis balls. A lot of that. He found each tennis ball outside.
Okay, that is a really beautiful centerpiece.
Yeah, and
he's so for us.
And he's like crazy. Both of them are crazy for tennis balls. So we have no tennis balls in our living room, or I mean in our apartment. So we do only work with tennis balls, or mostly, because they are like crazy for them. Mm-hmm. They usually have two toys. They are at home, they can have them, but to the evening we put every toy away because it's like calm time and they shouldn't play after 8 o'clock. I mean, this is our rules. It should be a little bit calm. The dog should be tired and go to sleep and not like build up their drive.
Right, bedtime.
Working
yeah.
For the question, I mean, maybe she should find public environments with less traffic. Like she should be outside, less traffic, less like places where not so many dogs are, and work only with her dog. Short sentence at the beginning, so the dog get comfortable to put his whole focus on her and not on like the tree or the grass or whatever. So really short sections, like at home. Okay. So the dog, they have to become comfortable to put their focus on you, even if they're a car or another dog or another smell or sound or whatever. It's just the question of time, how often you are training, and like everything on dogs training, on my experience, If something doesn't work, feel free, go 5 steps back and rebuild it. It takes time, it's fine. You just have to do it.
True.
It's consequence. You have to be consequent with yourself. And this is the point what I was learning from my dogs so much each day, being consequent and reflect myself all the time. What did I do? Why did I do that? And how was my dog as I was doing it? It's the same 3 questions I'm asking myself each time before I go to bed. And all the time it's my fault and I'm pissed.
Yeah. I think that's really good advice. If your dog is doing a behavior, look within and try to, you know, evaluate what you're doing wrong or what could be confusing for the dog. I really like that.
Yeah, so, it's really necessary. It's really necessary to make a reflection, because I have also like dreams that my dog will do this and that. And yeah, maybe we will do it one day, but I got myself each evening before bedtime that I'm still wasn't working with my dog like I should to make the new command possible. So it's not his fault why he can't do it. It's my fault all the time. I have to be strict with myself and consequent to myself to help him to understand the command.
So Lucky the Mal is asking, how do you calm your Malinois when he gets a special crazy drive at home? Meaning he starts running like a crazy and so excited, like zoom running around.
Yeah.
I think we all know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I just run after him, so we both have fun. Or we just start playing some dog games. I mean, if I have time and a good mood, and it's totally okay, so I let him be the way he is. But often it is the wrong time. They started being crazy. I'm sorry, I'm back. So we have a kennel like yours, and we put them in for relax. It's his spot. It's like his calm spot to get down. And yeah, just 5 minutes, 10 minutes till he sleep, and then we open the cage and he's fine again.
Yeah. So when Rika is going crazy, like that, running around, that zoom, like she used to do it after baths. Now she's a lot more comfortable. Yeah, like after a bath, she would just go nuts. But now she's getting much better. If it's really out of control, like Dave or I will like get her and like either like put her on her side to make her calm down, and then and then get up. Like if it's like crazy, like biting. If it turns into a fighting fest, we'll put her on her side and wait for her to calm down. And then we'll also like put her on her place. Like right now, she was in the crate, and then she finished her Kong, and now she's actually on her place right here. Excuse the board, but like she's like nice and calm. So I think it's just just practicing. And it's funny, it's like the first live we did with Rika, she was running all around and like getting distracted, and now that we've done it a few times, she kind of knows the deal, and she's just more mellow about it. So
that's totally fine. Like she's way much better than Athena is. Athena is like crazy. She's crazy.
How old is Athena?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back. She's 1 year and 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's really like not really like her first heat is over, and her puberty kicks in really hard. So she's bitchy all the time to everyone. She's bitchy to Ares. I mean, I'm really sad for him, and he sometimes look at me and try to tell me, what the heck did you do, and get the next Malinois, and like this one, she's
get her out of here.
Yeah, I have to protect my own dog from her. she's like crazy. But
so what do you do if Athena is being an an ass to Ares?
Yeah, I gonna like stop her definitely. It
Okay, how
depends.
do you
Like
stop her?
sometimes she's an ass because Ares was like, oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know what is my iPhone doing. Yeah, here we go. Sometimes she's bitchy because Ares is like teasing her all the time, and but he did. Oh gosh, here we go. Okay, I take it in my hand. Yeah, um, because like he do it in I don't recognize it, and he's like a ninja, and he's like teasing her all the time, and she's like, let me alone, and I'm crazy, and I see her being like really bad to him. He's biting him, he's chasing him, he's running after him, and yeah, I just stop it. And they're both listening. If I say it loud, stop, and I become really loud because it goes on my nerves. And they did know it, but still do it. Um, if they play calm, it's fine. But like Malinois, they can't be calm. They start like barking and growling all the time. So yeah, just grab them, put in the kennel, try to explain them that it's wrong. They learn really fast, but still make the same mistakes.
Right. And also, I mean, discipline them the same, because one is instigating the other.
Yeah.
You know, if you're only to reprimand Athena, that's not really fair.
No, no, you have to have a good look who started and who's like the bad one at that moment. Mostly she is, as true. Eris is lying on the sofa. He's like, I'm gonna sleep, and she grab a toy, run straight on him, jump on his head, like I will do this too. And she's looking at like, I want to have fun. I have my 5 minutes, and he was, I don't care. I was sleeping, and she doesn't care about his mood. It's just she's all the time she's jumping on his head during he's sleeping. I mean, this is really mean. It's not nice.
Ah, Athena's way. Athena is
Yeah.
definitely pushing it. Let me see what else we have here. Oh, okay. I'm struggling with stopping my young puppy from behaving incorrectly, jumping on the couch, pulling at clothes, etc. Sometimes redirection does not work. She just goes right back to it and has already destroyed our basil plants. Should I focus on leave it out, or should I try to punish? Such as leash pressure, penny bottle? Should I ignore it, avoid any and all exposure to things she should leave alone? Okay, so basically, the dog is getting into things, like getting into the plant and jumping on the couch, like getting into stuff that she shouldn't be getting into. How do you fix that, or how do you cope with that?
Yeah, it depends on at what time does it happen. Doesn't happen when she is at home and see it. Then she's capable to correct it right away. But if it happens when she's out of house, it's like too late. It depends also how old is the dog. Like, I mean, Ares cost me in his first 1.5 or 2 years around €3,500. He was destroying my bed, my sofa, my table, yeah, lots of chairs, all my shoes. I had only one pair of shoes, and I had like 10, and they were all gone. She was destroying everything. But it was also my fault. I was like more on the road than I should be at that age without him. And yeah, I wasn't capable to correct him because after it happens, maybe 2 or 3 hours passed. So when I got home, the dog was happy to see you, and he was forgotten what he did. At least, like, not forgotten 100%, but still, it wasn't. It would be not fair to correct him after a long time passed.
Right.
So, but if she is at home and the dog doing stuff like that, go ahead and correct him, like take it away. Don't let the dog go in the room. Make sure you see what the dog is doing and correct him right away. When he starts biting the pillow, then you catch him. Ares do it sometimes still. He's like grabbing the pillow and trying to have sex with the pillow. And yeah, it's goes my nerves. It's my pillow. Please, no sex with my pillow. And yeah, and if I see he's going to the bathroom, I slowly follow him, stay behind the corner, and I'm waiting till he grabs the pillow, and he's like grabbing the pillow and pull it under his belly all the time, like slowly, slowly, and watching over. If someone, yeah, it's like it's all the time the same game. All the time, the same game. And even if he's just started right away to have sex with my pillow, I come in and correct it. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I can do it.
I want to piggyback on that. So, Tina, so we have the same issue with Rika. We have a bunch of different houseplants in our living area. So I've gone over this before, but we have puppy gates on this stair and that staircase. So this is like the level that she can be on. And she was always getting into the plants. And every time we would see her, we'd say off, you know, no, like off, and then put her on her place, like her bed, not the crate. And it took like 2 weeks to really get her to stop, or like, no, not two weeks. It's like, it's only been a few weeks since she like stopped getting into the plants. Like if you keep on saying no, eventually they'll get it. And I think it's just, again, with that consistency of like catching the dog in the moment, no, off, moving it away. Because we didn't want to take out the plants. Like, we live here. This is our home. We're not going to, you know, make it so she can't get into anything. No, she's going to learn. You can't go over to the plant. You can't mess with that, or you can't mess with this. And, oh, and with the shoes. So we got really lucky with the shoes. She hasn't destroyed any of our shoes. But I think it's because the first time that she grabbed my shoe, I turned it into like training. I was like, okay, bring it here. Like I made it a good thing. Like, oh, come. And then I rewarded her like good girl. So it's like, if you grab a shoe, I'm not going to get all mad and like try to grab it. It's not a game. Like, okay, thank you. You're helping me. It's a chore. Like, bring this here. So yeah, it's just my 2 cents.
It's really being consequent and catch the dog and say all the time no, and they will get it. Sooner or less, they will get it. It becomes boring because, like, even if they get the item and you're behind them and say no all the time, they aren't capable to do anything with that, and it becomes boring even after 1 week. So the same with the plants, and I hope soon with my pillow because it goes to my nerves. Yeah.
That's funny. So I think, I don't know how much, I think we've been going on for like almost an hour.
I'm fine.
Okay. So we'll keep it going. So Royal, let's see. All right. All right. Okay. From Kiki Erickson. My Malinois can go crazy sometimes when we are outside walking or running. I'm activating her a lot. She's 8 months now, and it doesn't matter how much we've been training. A stick or sand can trigger it.
8 months. It's like a baby. The whole world is more interesting than the dog handler. I mean, I telling all the time, guys, like 6 months, 8 months, even 1 year or 1.5. These dogs are young dogs. They have to be motivated to be focused on you as a dog handler. I'm sorry to say, but you're fucking boring if you go outside for a walk. Yeah, I mean, what the heck? You go for a walk. You just walk. The dog is bored. There are like smells, sounds, other dogs, sticks, sands, whatever. Like everything is more interesting than the fucking go straight down the
Right.
road. So, and even with an 8-month dog, I mean, let the dogs be dogs. Let them have fun. This is why they are dogs. The most important thing for a dog is like eating, have sex, running, and sleeping. Yeah, that's it. It's like not training, go for work, listen to a dog handler and stuff like that. I mean, this is the human understanding, what the dog should do, but it's not the regular nature behavior of a dog. The same as like they haven't to listen to you. Why should they?
Right.
I mean, only because you are thinking the dog should listen to you, because like the cartoons and the movies tell you dogs is the human's best friend. Yeah, no.
All right,
Not
Keith,
really.
you got to step it up. You got to be more, you got to hype the dog up.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Nala, the black shepherd. I also had an issue with Nala in my backyard with ruining the garden. I have started claiming those territories as mine. Let's see. Okay. RN Martinez is asking, I'm starting to train my six-month-old Mal to do focused healing and moving with me. How long does this take to develop?
Forever. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what to answer on that question. I mean, like I said, my dog can just sit. What's the next? So I stopped training sit? Never. You have to keep on working all the time. There never been less. It's only being more. And then the question is, what's your priority? To have a dog that like doing sit like this, or do you like to have a dog that do heel like this? Right. So you can like, it's your decision, but you have to work on that forever.
I think the big thing is, it's like training is a lifestyle. Like you're never gonna stop. Like your dog's never gonna be like, okay, I got all the commands now. Like I won.
I'm trained and it's okay. Yeah.
It's just ongoing.
Yeah, and the same question is like people asking how often to train and when the best time. I mean, yeah, there are time where we are only training. It's like only training heel position, only train the transfer from the middle to the heel to whatever. But the whole day is a training. How often do you say to your dog, go to the kennel, keep calm, sit, stay, come here? It's all training. So you do train your dog all the day, or at least refresh the commands. Mm-hmm. So there is no how often to train your dog. Mm-hmm. Because you do train it all the time.
Yeah. And I think so, and part of the question was, how long does this take to develop? I think it's also on the owner too, to put in that work. Like if you're only training like once a week or like twice a week, no, it's going to take forever for the dog to learn. Like you got to, if you want the dog to get it, you got to put in the time.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Aria. People hate hearing that you train every day. Let's see. Okay, let's do one last question. Okay, this is from Rhea the Labrador. How to build up confidence. I have a 6-month-old puppy and she is super insecure with meeting new people.
6 months. It's again, it's like, this is the best time to, I mean, if the puppy don't have a reason or experience, a bad experience with humans, that shouldn't be a problem. He can invite family and friends, tell him before coming into the house how to behave, let the dog the space, let the dog decide when to come closer. And if the dog decides to come close to his mother, for example, how he or she should react. So it's like he has to show the dog that everything is fine as long as the dog is with him.
Mm.
Don't have to be scared, don't have to be unsure, because you're there, you have the leading, and as long as you're calm and comfortable in different situations, the dog should like reproduce your mood on himself.
Right. Yeah.
So he should, I mean, 6 months is nothing. It's really nothing. The people should take time, show them. Then the whole world, it takes definitely work. It's work. It's nothing else than hard work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's definitely a big thing. Like I always have to remind myself to be a leader, and like I can't be scared. Like if I'm gonna, like I'm leading her. Like
Right.
it's always interesting. People always ask if I'm gonna train her in personal protection, and I never even thought about it because when I'm with her, I am not thinking like she has to protect me. I'm thinking of I have to protect her, like as a young puppy.
Yeah.
Like I need to be the one that's standing tall, walking confidently so that
Yeah.
she knows like I'm walking with mom and
Yeah.
like I'm okay. And I think that helps build confidence too, is when you know that you're safe and secure.
Yes. And it's sometimes like Ares, back those days, Ares was really fine with bridges, like passing over the bridge. He was fine. And he was like, I think he turned 10 months and he was like scared of getting over the bridge from day one to another. It's like it was hell. He was yelling, screaming, he was like biting, he was so scared to go on the bridge. So I take my dog, get him on the top of the bridge, and we stand there on the bridge for 2 hours. And we just stay on the bridge. And I was like petting him and feeding him there. We sit on the pavement and we were just sitting there and stay. And we were like following the cars passing by and looking in the nature and listen to different sounds for 2 hours. And the next day it was fine again. It's like go some steps back. Let the dog have this confrontation with the world or the things he's scared of, and show him that this is not necessary to have. Mm-hmm. And it's your attitude. Like you have to be like you say, like the person who's leading, and the dog is like reproduce your mood and your attitude. If you are like scared all the time and switching the roads and you don't know who the person on the corner is, your dog start to repeat your like behavior on himself and get crazy, get scared or aggressive. Mm-hmm. So, but if you don't give a shit and you just walk straight and do things as usual, as normal in different environments, the dog say, okay, we do it because we do it. Mm-hmm. Because you say we do it. And you're fine, I'm fine, we just do it.
Right. It's like going to the first day of school. You know, you're a little bit nervous, but then once you keep going and going, yeah, you get comfortable. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people say this is not a good advice because a dog is not a human, but there are so much equal points to raise a baby dog like a puppy, and how I see my friends raising their kids in the same age, like 1 year or till 1 year and 2 years. There are so much equal parts. Don't take this into mouth, let it go, no, 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 yes, sit, calm down, stop it, go, leave. It's all the time. And I mean, I did it the same with my dogs. And this is really equal, a lot of things. So the person who have kids or even raised already one and get a Malinois, I mean a puppy, doesn't matter what type of breed it is, just remember it's a baby. It's like it's a baby. He has to learn all those things, and he hasn't made perfect heel with 6 months or 8 or 10 or whatever. And if he can do sit with 6 months, he will definitely forget it with 12 months if you don't work on that.
Right. Consistency
all the time, like repeating. It's some kind of boring sometimes, but I get comfortable with it, and it's like breathing. I mean, you don't get lazy to breathe or you die. I mean, obviously. So go ahead and train your dog. It should be like the same routine. It's like washing your face in the morning. Go ahead and train your dog for 5 minutes. You need it's only 5 minutes. Do it 3 times a day, each day, and you will have great results after a really short time.
Yeah.
It's not magic. It's just work.
A dog is a commitment, and you have to be there.
Definitely, yeah.
So, Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been so awesome. Let's definitely do it again.
Yeah.
You've answered so many questions, and it's awesome chatting with you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna post this. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And have a good night.
You too.